Welcome to another stage analysis video. It's Sunday the 5th of October 2025. Going to start off this weekend's video with a look through the weekend's watch list stocks before getting into the regular content. So starting today with Eli Lilly, LLY. So as a number of pharmaceutical stocks did this week, making stage 2 breakout attempts. So group theme going on there. So we noticed there was only a small increase in volume, but a powerful move out of the base, pushing straight during the week through the 50-day, 200-day, and then starting to break above some recent pivot highs from the last quarter. You can see from we go to the weekly chart on this, it's obviously within a broader, much broader structure that's been going on since back in mid-2024. So it did start rolling over and dropping off into early stage 4, but you can see it was a failed stage 4 attempt here, turned into what we call a terminal shakeout, and has pulled back in, made a higher low test, and now followed back through. So you can see we started to break through some pivots back through here again. So in the shorter term here, starting to move back towards stage 2 again, but we've still got some overhead resistance to deal with from the previous range from the last year with this. So it is a very early example of moving into stage 2 here. Like most people don't expect, if you're doing it from a more classic perspective, looking at more 6 months plus, then you're looking obviously at higher levels back through this area here. But at the moment, we're just on a quarterly basis starting to move back out again. If we zoom back in again on the daily chart, you can see we're well above the 200-day moving average here at the moment as well, closing over 7% above that 200-day moving average as well there. So classic sort of Wyckoff structure developing on this one as it starts to push out with the sign of strength bar as well there. So looking for this to potentially start make a backup and then consolidate and push out higher further into early stage 2. But as I said, some overhead resistance, so we could see it consolidate sideways for a while through there. Another one of interest again is NVDA. So obviously been coming up multiple times since moving back through its 200-day moving average and starting to move back into early stage 2 again. As we go over to the weekly chart with NVIDIA, been one of the strongest movers of the last few years with a huge stage 2 advance starting to come out through this area through here back in January 2023. Had the huge stage 2 run before starting to roll over. We've got this sideways range turned from stage 2, rolled over into a very brief little stage 4 within this broader sort of stage 3 structure, and then turned back up again and made a stage 2 continuation. So at the moment, continuing to higher highs, we've got, where are we, 41.12% above the stage 2 level at the max last week. So currently only closing at, we got 38.58%. So in a very strong position at the moment. See, we zoom in a little bit here on the weekly bars. You can see how that's started to push higher through here and closing, although we had a little bit of a squat on the week, still with a relatively strong bar overall there. So we come back to the daily here. Friday's move did pull back in, only closed down minus 0.67 on a day. In the end, you can see we had a little bit of a tail there. It's managed to reverse back up again. So above that 21-day moving average, we get the 180R bands on here. We're sitting above that level, just between the 1 and the 2 ATR bands at the moment. So in a healthy short-term uptrend position here. So looking for it to grind its way higher in stage 2 here. DHI, so the home builders, also another theme popping up from the weekend scans. Multiple home builders in similar positions moving back through after rebounding from their 10-week, 50-day moving average areas, starting to get back through the 21-day and then closing above the plus 1 ATR level. So a little bit of a pullback entry zone at the moment. If we drop to a lower time frame on this, for example, down to a 2-hour, then you can see got a little stage 2 advance starting to develop on DHI. As I said, multiple from the group in this. We'll go to get the group, the weekly chart up here, you can see they're starting to break out into stage 2 through this area here. So had a good initial stage 2 run, pull back in to that 10-week moving average and rebounded, not above this significant bar yet, so that's a key one to get back through, but obviously making decent progress. If you go into the home building group, you can see the group as a whole making a similar kind of picture. Obviously running, let's zoom in on that a little bit more. You can see the actual group technical attributes had got very strong, above 90%, and has dropped back down below 50% at the moment. But you can see percentage of stocks above their 13-week moving average, above 90% at the moment. So strong in terms of the group theme at the moment. See the bigger stocks in the group, DH, LLY, Pulte, MVR, Toll Brothers, some strong stage analysis technical attribute scores. If we go into the screener and have a look at those from the sub-industry section here, so home building, you can see the vast majority of the group here in stage 2. So with only 1 in 4B and a few dropping below their 10-week moving averages in stage 2 minus, and a few in stage 1 or 3 there. So we look at the group charts, as you can see, in order of strength at the moment. So DHI is the second strongest currently, followed by Pulte, CVCO, so Toll Brothers, MHO. So you can see very similar patterns going on with these stocks. Pullbacks after initial stage 2 runs. Not all of them have managed to push back up and out, but some of the larger stocks from the group have been moving well there. So come back